Hello and welcome to
Rise Unfiltered,
the podcast cutting through the noise to talk about student well-being. We're a student-led campaign called Rise, which is all about building resilience and improving mental health. I'm Hanfei.
I'm Sarayu.
I'm Debalina. And I'm Miley.
Today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest challenges students face, which is academic stress.
Okay, personally, I'm taking a ton of APs this year. Lang, Pre-Cal, Physics, A-Push, APES, and AP Research. And the real stress risk is the cluster testing. And that's basically when the teachers put different tests and quizzes and essays all on the same day. It forces me to choose which class to sacrifice sleep for, which is a textbook example of a risk factor.
Yeah, that's like kind of real. Like I would have 2 tests in a day, which is not even that bad, but when they're all like in the same next to each other on your schedule, and it's like, oh my gosh, I literally have a 7-minute break and I need to go to the bathroom and I need to de-stress and I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Especially for the classes that require like a ton of studying, like A-Push and Physics. Like if I have those 2 on the same day, I start freaking out.
I feel like the school tries to make that calendar that sciences are only on Tuesdays or whatever.
It doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out because as juniors we take so many sciences or take multiple math, and of course those are going to be piled up on the same day. And since all the classes require so many assessments, it's kind of inevitable for one of them to add up on top of each other.
Yeah.
So I just don't find it good the way that everything piles up and we can't do well in anything because we have to do everything. You know?
And the teachers don't I know they say the teachers coordinate, but I really don't see it because I'll have a science and a math class on the same exact day, but there's that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
definitely, because I take 3 different health classes, so then and they're all kind of back to back. So then on the days where we do have testing, I feel like I'm going to that class, taking a test or a quiz, going to the next class, taking a test or quiz again, and then next class still taking test or quiz, all back to back right at the end of the day too. That's not a good way to end.
Yeah, it's important to mention electives. They only say the 4 core classes to not be on the same day, but sometimes electives, I'm taking Spanish, and Spanish requires study. And med classes, even though they're full core, they require study.
Studying.
Yeah, I agree. The content of most of the classes we take are hard, but I feel what the harder part of that is the pacing. It's so hard to pace yourself, and it makes you feel guilty sometimes. Do I take a break? Can I take 5 minutes off for myself, or am I gonna be sacrificing this time I should be having to study for something? And it feels like we're having to decide between things we like sleep or family time, to barely make it through the week and barely pass your classes.
Yeah, I feel sometimes I can't even go downstairs and talk to my parents oh, how's your day been? And I know sometimes I need to do that, but because I have so much to do and so much on my plate, I can't do that.
Yeah, and I go to sleep late. I would either go to sleep, I would just go home and fall asleep, and then I have to wake up at literally the AMs and be oh shoot, I haven't showered, I haven't done anything, and I need to study.
For sure.
So it's just you can sleep early, but then you have to do study.
Showers becoming a chore. I know.
I know. I have to shower.
Yeah,
and I can't spend even the things I prioritize. Yeah, I can't enjoy the things family time. I'm just oh shoot, I'm losing all this time that I'm supposed to be studying. Oh shoot, that's the constant thought. Yeah. And even sleep. I can't sleep a proper 12 hours or 10 hours or 8 hours. I'm barely sleeping 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because the entire time I'm sleeping, I'm constantly thinking about the things I have to do or the things I couldn't do because I'm here taking a nap.
I'll be eating dinner and I'm just okay, I have to go back and study this for physics, that for physics, this for that.
Exactly.
And it stresses me out. Yeah. I can't even eat properly.
I know. I find myself gagging sometimes. It's so much I can't. I feel like puking when I'm eating. It just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I'm just oh shoot. My entire life, I feel it's going at such a speed. I can't catch up with it.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. But for me, personally, I feel my 2 most stressful classes are yearbook and dual credit anatomy and physiology. For yearbook, those are non-negotiable deadlines. You have to get it done 100%. Even if it's past the deadline, you still gotta finish the page no matter what. You can't skip any corners. And for anatomy, it's mainly purely memorization and knowing the right study methods. although that's still like a challenge of trying to figure it out for me, I still feel like those two classes just clash together and gets in the way of everything else.
I feel like one thing the school or the teacher doesn't tell us is like, what is the right way to study for this class? Like, I'd be studying A push for like the time of my life, and I'd still get like a C or like a B.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, how do I study for this? And I mean, I didn't know yearbook needed that many like deadlines, and
I know.
I just thought it was like you take pictures, you put it on there, and then you just write caption, you know, you put in people's name. But I like there's so many things that people like stress over, and you just like don't know. So I feel like it's important to like, you know, not be so like mad about or upset about people's like emotions,
like, oh, they're complaining about yearbook, my life is so much harder. Like I find
everyone has something.
Everybody has something to deal with, and I feel like identifying another person's like stress factors is like what you must do as a friend or just like a fellow classmaist.
And comparing stress levels is like, I feel like that's something like really wrong. It's like really wrong, because like they could be going through something and you have no idea.
Exactly.
Because like everyone deals with stress in their own way. It's not just the academic stress they're going through. It's also the personal stress or whatever else goes on in their mind.
And that all builds up on top of
or like extracurricular. For example, like I'm not taking as many AP classes as y'all. I'm taking like 3, but they can all pile up and give me a lot of homework and stress, especially during Bantober season when I have a competition during the week, and then I miss some schools, and then I have a football game, and then I have a competition like on the Saturday, and then I have Sunday to make up all the stuff, and then, you know, do some family stuff that I need to do some chores, and it's just so exhausting. But like the reason why I take band is because it makes me happy to like, you know, meet people and have some accomplishment. Like playing my instrument makes you feel happy, and that's my protective factor. So I think it's really important to know what makes you happy and, you know, pursue it.
Yeah, like I feel like extracurriculars, like they can be a lot of work, but like Hanfei said, like they're enjoyable sometimes. Like sometimes I just want to go and like, or I don't have an extracurricular that I personally do, but like sometimes like you could just go and play your instrument. Like it's a way to like get away from like academic stress, like like my homework and like my tests. Like, oh, I have to go study for this. Instead, I can go and like play my instrument, enjoy some time alone. Like
definitely. Like when I was in orchestra, I saw how much like extracurriculars were, because you're not like learning the music in class. In class, you're just fixing up the minor details. You have to work on the music outside of class and like learn it on your own time. While when you're in class, it's just finalizing every last little detail.
Yeah, I never practiced for orchestra. I'm pretty sure it was clearly evident. And be like, oh, this is the music? Oh, cool. And like that brings me like to like a little personal story. Like back in 8th grade, whenever I saw like the high schoolers come from color guard and like they helped us like, you know what color guard is, I was like, wow, this is so cool. I want to do this.
It's a lot of aura, bro.
As I see like Hanfei and like other people like in band or color guard, you know, and all the work, all the extra like practice, like every day I walk out of school, I see them like outside in the heat practicing for hours on top of hours. So I'm like, if I ever like did color guard, I feel like I would never be able to manage it. It's like knowing that I'm like maybe the person over there outside in the heat doing color guard isn't taking 5 or 6 APs like some of us are, but like that's a different type of stress that's affecting them a lot. It's like I feel like it's important to understand that.
Also time management.
Yeah, time management is a huge thing that you have to like be good at, especially when you have like all these extracurriculars to like deal with.
Let's get a little academic here. So not all pressure is like bad. Some pressure is good and it keeps you motivated. The good pressure is called eustress, and it's the positive challenge that keeps you going when you feel like giving up every day. It's the nervous energy that like helps you focus before an exam. Like if you're about to take a physics test but you studied for it and you know that you know the topics, that stress that you get right before the physics test isn't the bad stress. It's a stress that it's kind of reassuring you. Like, I know I'm stressed, but I studied and I can do this well.
What the actual problem is de-stress, and that's when the pressure outweighs your ability to cope all of it, and then you start panicking. And like one example is like when you just like stare at a textbook and don't read anything.
Oh, so you're saying that like Canvas deadline that makes me want to do it is like a eustress because, you know, I actually get it done, but sometimes like I see the Canvas task build up and I'm at like 10% out of like 100, and I have 5 assignments due one day, and then I just like, you know, rot on my bed.
So the goal of RISE is to make all the protective factors to keep challenges in the eustress zone instead of the de-stress zone.
I see that. I feel like one of the ways I feel like we could possibly do this is notes. I see notes as a chore. Like, oh gosh, I have to read this text. I'm gonna have to take notes. But that's a de-stress. I feel like maybe I should see it as eustress and be like, maybe taking these notes and actually paying attention to the notes will cut away the time I'm gonna have to spend studying for the test tomorrow. So I'm like, if I do this now, I don't have to do much later. So I feel like that way of thinking is a growth mindset that you should keep for yourself.
Definitely.
Well, when I'm in distress, I tend to fall into procrastination, and even though I know I should be studying for my anatomy class, I drown myself in fictional books instead. This is called a risk factor. It might give you temporary relief, but in the end, it will only make you more stressed.
I see. Another risk factor that I see in school, all my friends, but like not me, is social isolation caused by stress. When I have stress though in lunch, I would still study for it, but I'd be like so yappy about everything. Like I don't really do that. But some of my friends, they completely shut down when they just have a lot of stress in lunch, and like that cuts down one of the most important I guess good thing for yourself is human interaction. So it's important to know that pushing people away can actually make you feel worse.
Like sometimes, like you said in lunch, I'll see my friends like freaking out for a calc test, and they just don't talk to anybody and just focus on Canvas and their homework and whatever. And then also I personally go through that a lot too. Me and my friend, we both have physics after lunch, and we sit there and we do practice problems to make sure that we know how to do the stuff. And if we don't, we just start freaking out and we don't talk to anybody. We just sit there stare off into space
Yeah, I feel like I go both ways, I shut down sometimes, and sometimes I just feel comfortable ranting to someone. Sometimes I just call her for hours and I'm just ranting and ranting, oh, this physics test, oh, this test, and I feel like that makes me feel better about myself sometimes. But I also see myself shutting down sometimes. This one time I did really bad on this physics quiz, and I was really scared because I'm kind of I was borderlining in that class. I was oh gosh, if I do bad on this test, it's actually over. And I was really quiet during lunch. I think the people I sit with, they kind of noticed, but they didn't want to say anything because they didn't want to make me feel worse or whatever. And I see why they did that. But then I went to the restroom to brush my teeth, and she was there, and she was are you okay? And as soon as she said that, I started crying because I felt oh, there's someone that's willing to talk to me, and that's a human connection. It's a protective factor that keeps you away from the stress. So sometimes expressing your emotions, sometimes even crying is a good way to cope with stress.
Yeah, I feel crying really helps sometimes. I know sometimes our parents, they go oh, why are you crying? You don't need to cry. Crying's not gonna help. But crying can help a lot. If I just start freaking out, I'll cry, and I feel so much better afterwards.
Knowing what's good, knowing what's good for yourself, dealing with bad emotion, crying, punching the pillow, calling your friends a rant, those are all good kinds of stuff, as long as you're not harming yourself or harming others.
Well, crying is definitely one solution, or taking your aggression out on inanimate objects, but maybe there's better ways to cope. Debalina, do you have any ways to cope?
Yeah, let's all try a breathing exercise together. So this breathing exercise is called box breathing. So I'll let you guys demonstrate, and I'll talk you all through it. So what we'll do is we'll breathe 4 counts in, 4 counts of holding, and 4 counts out. So let's all try this together. Okay, 4 counts in, 4 counts of holding, and let's go out. Good job. So you can do this before a test or when you feel panicked to calm yourself down.
So here's your Rise Unfiltered challenge of the week. Next time you feel defeated by a task, replace the thought with I can't do this with I can't do this yet.
That simple word can change everything.
That's all for episode 1 of Rise Unfiltered.
Join us next time for another topic about student mental health.
Bye! 1.
Podcast cutting.
So
Wait, let's just redo it. Yeah, it's a 5. Breaking to high school, I really wanted to do color guard. I felt
You're joking.